Hello there, Kim here of Willow Creek Somatics, and I am here to share a quick takeaway technique that you can apply when you have a stiff neck. And a couple of weeks ago, this happened to me. I woke up, I had a kink in the neck, and it restricted my range of motion. And well, it was just a real pain in the neck for a while. And so I did the technique of Penticulation to eliminate it. So I'm speaking specifically on one muscle today called the levator scapula. And what that does is it elevates your shoulder blade up towards your ears. Or if you're reaching for something, it's you also access it by bringing the shoulder blade back in toward your spine. So in my little handy muscle book here, I'm just gonna point this muscle out to give you a visual. So it's coming off of your cervical vertebrae, C1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it goes right down and attaches to the shoulder blade. So when we take the shoulder blade and lift it up toward the ear, that muscle contracts, right? The muscle shortens. So often that muscle, it can be hypertonic, which means too tight, and it can affect mobility of the neck, in rotation, and side bending. So turning it from side to side or tilting your ear down towards your shoulder. So you may already know this video is for you. If you're unsure, give this a try and just notice what you feel in your neck right now. So explore what your range of motion is by turning your head. And just notice how far it goes. Notice what you are looking at and make a visual mark. And just notice also the overall feeling, the sensation of what it's like to turn your head. Is it comfortable or uncomfortable? Is there a strain or a pull? And then turn and look in the other direction and notice, is the range of motion the same as on the other side? Is there any strain or pull, or is it just done easily? And then bring the head back to center. And then try tilting your ear down towards your shoulder. Notice how far it goes. And what does it feel like on the opposite side of the neck? And then bring your head back up. And then try the other side. And is it easier on one side? Or do you notice when you go to tilt your head that there's this apprehension, or you feel like the shoulders want to rise up? So just notice what the overall range of motion feels like right now. And then bring your head back up to center. Okay, so we are going to take the elevator. So we're elevating the shoulder blade up toward one ear. So take your opposite hand and place it on the opposite shoulder. And we're going to take the shoulder up towards the ear, and we're going to let the ear tilt down toward the shoulder that your hand is resting on. And notice how it tightens, right? Where you feel tightness. Notice that the shoulder, the opposite shoulder, the non-working shoulder, it is staying relaxed, okay? And don't move to a point of discomfort here. So you've contracted, you've shortened that muscle. So remember that visual in my book. You've now contracted that muscle, and you're gonna slowly release to lengthen the muscle. So we're asking it to soften, to uncontract, as you slowly let the shoulder melt away from the ear. Now what I'd like you to notice the next time you go into this and you go to release, what is the quality like of the release? Is it smooth or is it a little jerky? Is there discomfort? Is there pain? Is there strain? So what is the overall quality? Or can you slowly release it and be in control of that release, or does it just want to peter out and drop down? So notice that. So slowly letting the shoulder rise up, and your hand is just giving you some weight. It's like people taking an elevator up to the top floor. And then you're slowly coming down from that top floor down to the bottom floor. What is the ride like? Is it smooth? Or is it a little shaky or jumpy? Does it feel like it misses something, like there's a clunk or a click? Can you control it right to the very end? What is it like when you release to the end? Does it go a little wobbly? So just really pay attention to the quality of this. And then this time we're going to bring the breath into it. So inhale, lift the shoulder up, let the head tilt over. Notice what contracts. And then slowly release that out. Make sure you're breathing all the way through this. And see if you can control the lengthening of that levator muscle. The elevator muscle. And then let that go. And just take a few moments, close your eyes for this, and just notice what it feels like now. Notice the shoulder that you worked on, compare it to the other shoulder. And then we'll try the other side. So taking your opposite hand, placing it on top. Rising up to the top floor, shoulder lifts up. Notice the shoulder blade, the movement of the shoulder blade going right up to allow you to take your shoulder up towards your ear to your shoulder, and then slowly lower down. And if it's uncomfortable to have your hand on top of your shoulder, you can just let it relax and do the movement without the hand. So give it a try and see if you prefer that. So letting the shoulder come up, so visualize that shoulder blade lifting, that muscle contracting to allow your shoulder blade to come up, to allow yourself to hold on to that imaginary phone up to your ear, and then slowly lower down. Breathing all the way through. What's the quality like? What's going on in the other shoulder? I just noticed my other shoulder was wanting to participate when it didn't need to. So what's the release like? Notice mine's a little jumpy on my left side. So it just tells me that my brain is not in full control of that muscle. There's some tension there for sure. So let your shoulder relax. And then we're going to take both shoulders up at the same time. Inhale, take the shoulders up. Let yourself find a comfortable place of contraction, of tightness, never to the point of discomfort. And then slow release. And can you let the shoulders melt down at the same rate? Or is one moving at a different pace than the other? When you get to the bottom, soften. Let's try that again. So inhale, shoulders rise up to the top floor. You're feeling that levator scapula muscle on each side contract. Comes out of the side of the neck and down the upper back into the shoulder blade. Yeah, my left shoulder is definitely different than my right. It's very interesting. And then we'll do that one more time. And I'm just going to get quiet here and I'll let you do that on your own. Completely letting go. Make sure, I went pretty slow there. Make sure you're not going so slow that it creates tension. So what we did was we pendiculated that muscle. So the muscle that you might wake up with and have a kink or you've got stiffness, give that a try. And so what pendiculation is, it helps you reset the muscle length. Because if you're, you've gone through your day of that muscle on either on one side or both sides being short and contracted, you want to lengthen that muscle out. So you need to, what I like to call, recreate, pendiculate to eliminate. So we are recreating this muscle tightness. So the first phase of this is to tighten the muscles a little tighter than they already are. Again, never to the point of pain. And then in that slow control release, so you're letting go of your efforts, but you're keeping your brain's attention on the release 100%. So that's the second phase of the pendiculation, to lengthen the muscles out. And then the third phase of it is just what I like to call relaxation integration. So you're letting your brain explore what it's like to lengthen those muscles back out so that it's integrated, right? That this is where we want the muscles to be, not stuck up in tightness. And it might just be one shoulder, it might be both shoulders. So just notice what your habits are through your day. And then we're going to recheck that range of motion that we started with. So relaxing the arms and then turning the head and noticing, did that offer you anything in terms of increasing your range of motion? Maybe you notice the shoulders are lower now than they were before. Check the other side. And so you made that little mental mark of what you were looking at. Has that changed for you? And then you're going to tilt your ear back down towards one shoulder and notice, what that feels like now in comparison to what it felt like originally. And you just want to go slow, just so your brain notices the details. If you go too quick, you won't notice the details. And then we're going to do a quick release to, just drive it home. Just nail it into the brain that this is a new muscle length and that it's okay to move quickly. So we're going to shrug the shoulders up quickly on the inhale. And imagine that you've been startled. So we're going to go on the inhale up. And then you're going to slowly let them release. This time we're going to go up quick and then drop them quickly. But I just wanted you to experience that first. So if quick going up and quick coming down does not make sense for you, especially if you've got a lot of pain in your neck, then don't do it. Don't do it, don't do it. Okay, so if you're ready for it, let's do it quickly up and down. If you're not, then you're just gonna go slow. Okay, let's go. Just explore what it feels like to turn your head. Now, this is something that is so beneficial to do on a regular basis, right? To pendiculate. And what a quick little break to offer those tight muscles that you might be accumulating throughout your day. So give it a try. Let me know how you make out. And just remember, recreate, pendiculate, eliminate. Thanks for tuning in.